Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for tuning in to Let's Talk About Feelings on Reinventing the Tattoo Network. I am Robbie Ripoll, awaiting Dusty's arrival, and Amber is here again, as usual.
Hello, hello.
Um, thank you for Guy Aitchison and Gabe Ripley for giving us this platform to be able to do something that tattooers don't do enough, which is talk about feelings. So yeah, here we are today. I have to stop my cat from eating something. I am back. And hello, Amber. How are you today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I am wonderful. Today was a very much fuck it day. Didn't really do anything. Went to the Ren Fair yesterday.
Nice.
Got a little toasty. Had some fun. Danced around like an idiot a little bit. And here we are today. But yeah, today was like total like nothing day. I have had a hell of a week last week. I just worked a lot. And Saturday night, I went to a show with my son Jaden, and I tattooed backstage there. So I just been going all week long. So it's nice to have a day to just, relax, take a little nap with the baby. But he is being mucho cranky lately. He's teething babies always have a hard time.
Yes.
So that's where we are with that. And honestly, I feel like today talking about recharging is a good thing.
I agree.
When I was in Miami for the Masters of Fate thing that I went to last weekend, that was one of the things. They're very big on systems and processes in this group, and they're like your morning routine is super important. And one of my questions was, okay, so if your morning routine is super important, what happens on the days where you do your morning routine and you're still fucked? And that happens to me. Hello, Dusty.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Fancy seeing you here, fella.
What are the odds?
I know, right? I'm well. How are you? Is that like a face light Jimmy Jam?
It's a little clip-on ring light, yeah.
I don't know if it does much, but
that's so cool.
Yeah, I gotta look well lit.
Yeah, brah. Looking well lit.
Help I can get.
Dude, so let's take a moment of silence right now for my technical illiteracy because it died today. I was able to come on and do this. So a moment of silence, please. And all right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's so weird because like it's a multiple step process. I got to go through Vimeo and do the things. And like I had to key in the fucking codes a bunch of times. Now all of a sudden the codes are in there and I don't have to fucking key them in. So like I literally start the Zoom meeting, hit the little cheeseburger button, and then go to Vimeo and like hit like 2 buttons there and I'm good to go. So I don't know how it works, but now it's working. So
there's a part of me that wants to
know what the cheeseburger button means, and there's a part of me that likes the mystery.
So the cheeseburger button is the more button with 3 dots. I don't know why they call it the cheeseburger button.
Okay.
But in the Zoom, there's a little button on the bottom to the right that says more with 3 dots above it. And
I wish it got me cheeseburger.
Yeah,
What's that?
I don't see the cheeseburger element.
See a cheeseburger either,
I'm cool with it.
So there's that. But yeah, so got that figured out. Good to go. Big up to Kyle from Reinventing for helping me achieve this. This is really funny. So as I've mentioned before, I share studio space with my son Jaden, and he just put this picture. I think that's Jack Harlow licking his fingers eating chicken wings. So I just noticed that as I'm sitting here, and that's very that's very
I like
beautiful.
it. I like it.
I looked up and like the paper that it's on is like a canvas, so it's like a canvas print. I'm like, wow, it's pretty dope. And then it's Jack Harlow sucking his finger. Like, yeah, I
Normal
really
stuff.
enjoy this chicken. So, um, really cool moment. On Saturday, I tattooed at Jaden's music show, and like I'm the dad that's hip with the kids, right? But like I'm not actually hip with the kids. I just know how to, chameleonize into the group. So I tattooed this dude named Father, who's a rapper. And it's funny because as I was tattooing him, he was being interviewed. And what's the gig?
You said father.
And all I could think of was that you were just like, oh, I'm the cool dad. And then you're like, so I was tattooing father, which is the least cool dad thing.
Did Robbie vanish? Did I vanish?
Yeah, nobody cool calls their dad father.
Yeah. I think Robbie was banished to
Oh no,
internet
did we lose
prison.
him? He went bye-bye.
Little did he know that moment of silence was actually
Actually, for Robbie's internet connection.
Yes. Oh wait, we got another one. You're there, but you're muted.
I am unmuted. Okay.
Now you're unmuted.
Hey,
There you
My
go.
internet wants to be wild lately. Amber, you said, are we still on the YouTube live right now? You're usually good at knowing these.
Yes.
We are?
Yeah, so far you're frozen, but now you're back.
Okay, cool.
There,
Beautiful.
there you go.
All right.
you.
So yeah, so I was tattooing this dude Father, and while he was getting interviewed, he said I wanted to make a name that really struck a chord with people and like made people feel something. And I was supposed to just be the cool guy tatter, not really interjecting much, but I can't ever do that. So I'm over there and I'm like, God, I gotta interject right quick. Bro, you fucking hit that one good. Cause like, bro, I have no idea who this guy is, right? Like he's a cult classic rapper, like with the kids, they all fucking think he's great. And I'm like, wow, this is really great. Cause when I heard your name was Father, that made a lot of sense. Like I felt something. It's like you achieved your goal. So it was really cool to be able to hand somebody back, they achieved their goal. But Jaden's been posting it on like Snapchat and shit, and like I shared it on my Instagram story, and dudes are like, "Oh my God, is that Father? I fucking love him." I'm like, wow, like was I in the building with the president or something and didn't even fucking know it? So it was kind of cool that like, I'm doing this like cool guy stuff with Jaden and like helping him gain connections. And I don't even realize the value of what's there, right? Like I'm just like, who's this fucking Father guy? And all these people love him. So it was really cool. And it's a super great connection because like that was family time for us. What's the giggle for, Dusty?
You just, who is this father guy? And I never knew my father.
Bro, and that's one of the things he said. He's like, I didn't, I met my dad like 3 times. And I was like, oh, bro.
I love it. This guy, like you said, picked a name to
Strike a chord. He knew.
He was like, yeah, this is going to be the name that will strike all of the chords and the jokes.
Whether you have a father or not, that's going to support.
Yeah. I think Robbie went to the clouds again.
Yeah, I think so. It's an interesting position to be frozen in.
Yeah. So anyways, I was at this party tattooing a guy
Guy named Father. And
Yeah, I can't even finish the story.
No.
He'll be back.
Yes. And I think he said his topic of the day is going to be recharging.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, while we wait for Robbie, let's talk about
Recharging. I had yesterday and today off because of the snow, and so I, in a manic
fit, got so much stuff done.
and there's so much stuff I still have to do, but I got so much stuff done, and I feel
Recharged. I also feel ready to get back at it. I don't want to say too recharged, but too much time to stir, I don't do well with it. But I am feeling nice and recharged, and I got
a lot done, which did kind of make me realize that
maybe I
needed a little recharge myself there.
Yeah, I have
How about
Sundays
what do
and
you-
Mondays off, but Sundays
Okay.
is for recharging and Mondays is all art classes.
But do you feel like that helps you recharge though?
Yeah, I kind of do. It kind of inspires me for the week.
Well, that's all that really matters then. I feel like everybody has their own version,
Versions of recharging,
Mhm.
and for some people,
it is more active and just going out in nature or doing, puzzles or reading a book or something. For other people, it literally just means
sleep, just all of the sleep. I feel like it's a little bit different for everybody. We just gotta
Yeah, I
text from
agree.
Robbie.
Everybody's got, different interests and different focuses. And then the opposite of that is their hobbies and the things they do to recharge and re-inspire them.
Oh yeah. I just got a text from Robbie that said, "Bro, my internet is trash lately." So he may be gone into the ether for the day.
Oh no,
Wait and see what happens. Maybe he'll be back.
poor Robbie.
He'll be all right. He talked all that trash
Yeah,
about getting over all of the tech demons.
and here we are.
So what is it about
Art class that makes
you feel like how is that an unwinding and a recharging thing for you?
it gets me into a mode where I'm drawing and doing things more for me, not just for tattooing and with tattoo mind, which I think actually winds up making my tattoos better in the long run.
I think that's yeah, I totally get that, which is, I'm trying to think of how to put it. I don't know that it's necessarily, I want to use the word studying,
but that sounds
kind of corny, but it really is. The more that you just growing, maybe is a better term. I definitely think it's one of those things where just taking that time, like growth is recharging. So if learning more about art
or learning new techniques or researching new machines or anything like that, that all definitely counts and it will recharge you. Do you ever feel like
maybe it's a little bit
too much, like your head is going to explode a little bit?
No. But I think now that I'm more myself again, I'm kind of back to that thriving on the chaos kind of mode.
Okay.
Where the more information I can get, the better. Because I'm kind of a tattoo nerd too. I'm all about, differences in inks and pigments and, the differences in different products and why one is used over the other and
I get that.
all the ingredients.
I am the same way with machines and all of that stuff. That's been a huge thing at our shop lately, as one of the other guys
and I have just been researching more about building machines and new kinds and parts and pieces and swapping out parts, and
it can get a little overwhelming sometimes. Just, taking it all in, especially like
The mail is
my downfall right now, that we'll get
this cool idea and like, oh, have you ever tried this brand? Have you tried this machine? Have you tried to do this with this? You need this kind of cable, but you can do that. And then it's like, okay, well, I'll tell you
in 4 to 5 business days. When the
UPS man swings it by.
Yeah.
So that can definitely be a little bit of
little bit of an annoyance, but it is.
that
I guess that's what I was getting at.
is that it can almost be a little too
Overwhelming to me.
occasionally, that
You're learning so much.
and you're taking in so much info and you're wondering about this and experimenting with that
Almost kind of brain freeze sometimes.
Yeah,
can
I have a
definitely
feeling
be
if
a
I
thing.
got more into machines, I would feel that way.
But even with art, just in general, the idea,
idea that
learning about painting, learning about different techniques, different styles of painting,
learning about different brush strokes,
carrying that into tattooing.
the pendulum method, the little circles, like
There is just so much that I have to limit myself, because I can do the opposite of recharging by learning so much.
and then falling into YouTube video rabbit holes and then messaging other artists.
Yeah, I'm really
and
good,
then
really good at that.
It's 4 a.m. on my
day
day.
off, and
I have to be up for work in 5 or 6 hours, and
I've not slept, and I've just
poured over the internet on this stuff. And yeah, it can definitely be the opposite of a recharge. So
it's definitely interesting to hear you say the idea that for you, that sort of Monday with all the classes and everything is kind of how you relax and recharge.
it can spiral out of control pretty quickly.
Well, that's also one of the reasons I like doing this show, is because it's not an art class. It's a feelings group. And it's the complete opposite of what I've been doing all day, which is art class, drawing for tattooers, watercolor class, another watercolor class, and then another drawing class. So this is when I get to recharge from that.
Hey,
Welcome back, Robbie.
Hi. My internet is choosing to be a pain in the arse because my technical difficulties died. So, there had to be there somewhere, come back to life.
I cracked a joke about it.
Your moment of silence was actually for your Wi-Fi connection.
Yes.
For real. Yo, did you ever finish that Wednesday painting?
I have not.
Yes. The mood has not struck me as I
Yeah.
open another canvas to do something else, because I just wasn't. When I'm feeling it, it'll come back around. I'm not there yet.
No, I get that. It's like when I clean the house, right? I'll go to one room until I'm tired of that one, and then go to another room until I'm tired of that one, and just like clean a bunch of different areas. And then before you know it, I have a whole clean house. I do that with art too. Like, I don't feel like working on this right now. I'll wait until later.
Yeah,
I actually
inspiration has not struck on that one for sure.
For real. I have a child's book that I'm illustrating that I haven't even
Nice.
started yet. So I need to start doing that. My projects, they pile. And then
I've been working on a set of tarot cards for the past few years.
Okay. Yeah,
And that's probably going to take me a couple more years before it's finished.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I have a friend who she does tarot cards, but instead of doing the art herself, she has other artists make them all. So a different
nice.
every card. And she's on her 4th deck now.
You did a card for one of those, right?
I did do a card for one of those. Yeah, the lover's card.
I was gonna say, I feel like I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, that was last year when I went to Christian Buckingham's shop, or the year before. I don't know. But yeah, we all had a cool thing, and I met her there, and she was like, hey, do this for me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. That's cool. So now I have like a whole lot of tarot cards for sale in my shop. So that's pretty cool.
I think that's where I remember hearing about it, when I was in your shop in August. You were telling me about it.
Yeah, because we have them in the case behind the counter.
That's
Yeah.
something I'm guilty of doing, is collecting tarot card decks and still using the same deck every time.
Right.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
my deck. It's
Right. It's the one that
that's
you
my
feel connected to.
that's my deck.
Yeah, yeah, I totally dig it. I still haven't even like seasoned, for lack of a better word, a tarot deck, you know, for
Yeah,
myself.
that's kind of how it is. You're seasoning it to you.
Right. You gotta like sage it and like, you know, charge it with crystals and shit. And like I haven't done
Sleep
any.
with it in your pillowcase for a couple weeks.
Really?
Yes, really.
No shit.
Pay
Interesting.
attention to the dreams you're having when you do that too.
Huh. Very interesting. I never heard of that. Yeah, but one of my friends, I was like, dude, I'm pulling cards and shit's just not making sense. She's like, well, have you like connected to your deck? And I was like, no. She's like, yeah, you got to do that. I was like, oh, okay. But on the ethereal, I bought this crystal yesterday. Can't remember what the name of it was, but like I picked it up. I was drawn to it immediately. I picked it up. I looked at the paper that it explained, and I was like, yep, I want that. I need that. I'm getting that. So that was pretty cool when you
Yeah.
connect crystal and stuff. The Ren Fair is annoying because you go and you have to spend money. Like you can't just not buy things.
Yeah,
There's things that are just so unnaturally different than everything else. And so I had to buy a sword too.
things just make their way home with you.
Right, they do. Like so I seen this one sword and it reminded me of the fucking sword from the Princess Bride that the one dude had with all the fucking, you know, the swirls around the handle. And I was like, wow, that dude's got a dope sword. And then like 5 minutes later, I see it at a place. I'm like, I gotta buy that sword. So I always leave with a weapon or two or three from the Ren Fair. It's fun. You know, I say it like I've gone a bunch. I've gone twice. Donna took me 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I was like, this place is actually pretty cool. I like this jam. It's like a perfect level of like nerdy and cool, you know? Like it was real weird for me
Yes.
to get into the huzzah thing, you know, huzzah for the tip. And now I'm like, fuck yeah, let's huzzah this bitch up, bro. Let's get fucking goofy. And like that was one of the, what's up?
I was gonna say my definitive memory of the Renaissance Fair was the art club going every year in junior high and high school, and I feel like it was
It's very much like a
just such an on the nose thing that I remember trying to get, like at the where they have like the turkey legs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trying to get just a bottle of water.
I was
Yeah, hey, can I just get a bottle of water? And they only had soda. They didn't sell water.
What?
And so
they're like,
oh, yawn, or you know, like total Renaissance Fair speak.
to basically give me this big thing about how
Plastic bottles weren't.
I'll be right back.
Good luck.
Plastic bottles weren't
Plastic bottles weren't a thing in the Renaissance period, and I was like, so Mountain Dew, I guess. And it was just the most like on like so huffy about the weirdest things at the Renaissance Festival.
I mean, they did have bottles of water yesterday, so maybe the Ren Fair has changed
Yeah.
over the years. Ye old.
I've heard the Ohio one has gotten pretty rad. So
somebody seems to like it.
Hell yeah.
There were things about it I like. I have troubles with, and this is funny because I work in the tattoo industry, but I have troubles with anybody that makes one thing their entire personality, which happens a lot in the tattoo industry. It happens a lot.
Playing music, music.
I love music. That's not a personality. It's a cool trait, I guess, but there was a lot
of folks at the Ren Fair that like
the Ren Fair is their life.
Yeah.
And they get really gatekeepery when you're a high school art club kid trying to just go yuck tomatoes at the guy
and the
stalk. So
I feel like it left a bad taste in my mouth, but I also
could probably go back and enjoy myself now.
You definitely would. It's like,
Yeah, the one up here is huge.
where are you at?
I'm in New Jersey, so I go to the Pennsylvania Renaissance
I
Fair,
knew that.
which is a really big one.
I had the feeling that's the one you were talking about. Because Donna always talks very highly about how huge it is. Like we went to this one yesterday. We had 2 hours or so there before it closed, and we did like 2 or 3 laps around the whole thing. Like, and we dicked around a lot. So like it was really easy to just kind of, run through it. Excuse me. But the one thing I think is cool about the Ren fairs is like they're there for a while.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like a 2-3 month thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like the life of the traveling tattooer, I can imagine the difference between that and the similarities as well between the traveling tattooer and the traveling Ren fair person. I don't even know what to call them. Rennie?
They're kind of like
I-
carnies.
I was gonna say, I think they classify as carnies.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
Huh.
think it's pretty much same half a dozen of one, 12 of the other, or 6 of the other kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. It was weird though, because like there's some people there that were like full on Ren fair, and then like the one guy is like, yeah, I live in Orlando. I come out here to bartend. Pretty cool. I'm like, all right.
Mhm.
The one dude, he kept his Ren fair accent on the whole time, and then like got real serious about some shit and like changed his voice, and it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not what I'm here for. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, see, those are the guys. You got the Renfest gatekeepers.
Hell yeah, dude, you're like you're in pain from this. Like these motherfuckers got you back in
Yeah.
the day, bro. You're like, no, this is not okay. You don't treat me like this,
So
right? Like I am a human. I love people, and you people make me hate you.
Here's the thing about me that I feel like has probably come up enough
That if you didn't know, you could tell. I'm a very curious person.
Mhm.
and I like to know about things. I will have people, like, even in tattooing, it'll be like, how are you doing a lot of these booths and shows with these people that are like really
Really well known. And I'm like, oh, I just walked up and started talking to him.
I will talk to anybody, but
I'm going to ask questions. I never want to pretend, even if
if I do know a little bit about something, I would just prefer to act like
I don't know anything and just learn and observe and all that. And that's where like the gatekeepery people really bother me, because I feel like high school
me with his fucking jinkos and his green hair, like, really could have learned some cool stuff.
stuff about like buying a sword or, jousting. And
Those are those people.
people that you're like, okay, cool. Like
Like, tell me about the Renaissance.
then. And
They're like,
forsooth, young,
good sir. Fuck you and the clique.
like you claim, if you don't know about the Renaissance Festival, and they just go fucking ham on you. And like, yeah,
It really bummed me out.
Damn, dude, that is a totally different experience than I've had with Ren Fair stuff. But granted, I walk around with a fucking short chick with huge boobs that's wearing chainmail. So like, maybe they
Yeah.
think, oh, he's kind of in the Rennie thing,
Yeah. Is Donna there today?
She's out in the living room with the Babel.
I need to message her. I watched an episode of American Dad.
last night. It was one of the newer ones. And the
They have
whole
new
premise
American Dads?
Oh yeah, dude, they're still making it, and it's
ridiculous.
Yeah.
and the whole premise of this episode last night was
Was that Steven Snott went on their
school field trip to Philadelphia, and every story that she tells beautifully embraced in this episode. And so just imagining her in all of her glory, in her
full Philadelphia mode at the Renaissance Festival is like
such a weird, like, collision of worlds in my head.
Bro, she goes straight full on Rennie, and like she has her drinking horn, and like, dude, it took her like 2 hours to get ready. Like, she's fucking adorable with it. And so like I made myself a drink before we went, and I offered her a sip. She's like, no, I want to drink wine out of my horn. I was like, okay, dog. Like, she gets really like full on Rennie into it.
Yeah, I'm imagining the fusion of those two things, and just her like, you ain't got no horn wine.
No, dude, she's actually just
No
cute
class.
and fun because she's happy to be there. Which, I'm sure if anybody fucked with me, Jaden, or the baby, she would go kill her, you know, but she stays happy in her little fairy zone. She floats and flies and it's fun. But yeah, I would love to see her like Renaissance style. You want to get fucked up? Huh?
I'm trying to think of what like the Renaissance equivalent Philadelphia Eagles are like. You don't fuck with the soaring hawks.
So I think probably kind of like a shield maiden tough guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like and other people will come up and be like, yeah, ye fair shield maiden, and she's like, yeah, that's right. So yeah,
How much flyering / promotion for your
Son, did she do?
do at the Renaissance Fair?
she did so much the night before that she took some time off, bro.
Nice.
We were at the show, dude. It was funny. We were at the show, and me and Jaden went to go watch Father perform. And she stayed in the green room. So like, it was like, 6, 7, 8 songs had gone down, and I'm like, where the fuck is she? And like, Jaden started asking questions. So I was like, man, let me go check on old girl and see what's going down. Cause like, man, what if she's just like bored as shit, bro? I walk in that fucking green room. She's got 2 boxes of tacos in front of her and fucking just talking to every motherfucker in there, just like dropping knowledge on them, fucking dropping mom stuff on them, fucking talking about animes and shit. I was like, all right. Then I walk around, everywhere I went, there was fucking stickers everywhere. Every countertop was littered in JTL Jado stickers. Every
She
countertop.
has like, she's an enigma of a woman, and I love it because she has Ren Fair energy, Philly fan energy, and like dance mom energy, and it's
Bro,
fun to watch.
dude, we are so soccer mom at the fucking shows, because like I'm always got like 4 or 5 or 6 joints with me just in case anybody needs to get high, right? And fucking, I'm over there talking to all the kids about like their life and like how to fucking further their business and stuff, because like all these artists are kids to me, right? Like a lot of them are kids. And so like I'm talking to the show promoter and I'm like trying to drop science on him, and like Donna's over there fucking doing the same in her own little way. Dude, as soon as Jaden's performance starts, I start screaming and yelling. I start hyping it up. I start fucking singing all the words and shit. Donna's running around in the fucking crowd, handing out stickers to every single person in the crowd. And bro, like I watched it a couple of times, like, no, I already got 3 of them. It's cool. Thanks. Like she just constantly goes around. And when Dusty knows how bad it is, because when we were at the convention, it was, oh, you want a tattoo? Yeah, we got $1,000 minimum, this and this and that. Oh yeah, also, do you like rap music? Because my son, JTL Jado, and like in her spiel with every single person, it was JTL Jado, JTL Jado.
We were Ubering or lifting somewhere,
And she's like,
talking to the guy driving, and she's like, "Oh, what kind of music do you like?" She's like, "Like country." She's like, "Oh, you know what else is cool? Rap. Give me your phone. I'm gonna put this song on." Like minimal fucks given, and I love it.
That's
It's
awesome.
totally true. It's funny. Jaden's in the room right now, preparing for a lady caller to come over, but I won't embarrass him anymore.
Ooh.
But he's over here giggling because like he sees it in real life all the time with her, and he doesn't see it when he's not there. So like to hear stories that she's just out doing this in like different areas in different states, it's really funny.
I completely believe it 100%.
Yeah, man, it's cool because like Jaden's friends will be like, dude, it's so rad that your dad supports you. And like for me, this is the only method, like I didn't fucking save for college for him. I don't believe in college. And like I do believe in an artist making a career out of their art. And I know how to do that. And I know how to help him do that because I'm an artist that made a career out of my art. So like it's like second nature to have to do this stuff. But it's really weird to see how many parents aren't supportive and how like we're the only mom and dad that come to the shows and like turn up and get lit with the kids. And like, bro, every time I walk in that one of those shows, they're all like, "Oh, what's up, legend?" And I'm like, "What? Hi, friend. Who are you?" Like, because I'm just always floating around the room. And like one time I took off my fucking leg and I was moshing in the mosh pit with my leg in my hand and shit. Like,
Nice.
I
Nice
would
time.
love to watch you guys test the limits of like how supportive parent you could be. Like, I just imagine you guys showing up
In the Ren Fair stuff. And
forsooth, any friends of son.
not friends of mine, good sir. And it's like test the threshold of where his friends are like,
I gotta go.
This is weird. I can't trust it. Jaden goes, I would go crazy. Well, like, it's weird because I kind of felt like that when we went to the show on Saturday night, you know, like I woke up at 8 a.m. to finish my client in time so I could fucking get to the show. And I bring all my tattoo stuff. And then I started feeling like a herb. I'm like, oh man, I'm the nerdy dad that's like, hey, let me tattoo you, headlining artist. And like, there's a weird level of disconnect I have to have from those feelings. Because like, dude, I always do feel like a soccer mom when I'm there. No matter how many of these cats think I'm fucking great, no matter how many of them give me hugs and love and shit, I'm like, is this still nerdy though? Like, am I being a fucking loser? Like, but
I love that you
dig
can have a pink and blue and green hair dude dad that was on TV
and shit and still be like,
it's not cool parent feelings.
Thank you for telling
I-
me how goofy it sounds, bro.
but bro, you treat me like I'm not cool sometimes because you don't even realize. You don't even realize what a player I be is in this fucking real life shit.
Everybody in my life has loved this motherfucker. Every
It's true.
friend I've ever
It's
had
true.
has loved this man. It's impossible
true.
for them to not like be like, damn, your dad's cool as fuck, man.
Yeah, they all are really welcoming and shit. And like I said, dude, it was funny because the last time we went to that place, like I said, I had no leg and I was moshing with one leg. And like I fell because one of the other rappers pushed me when I had no leg on.
You were drinking.
And I was drinking, yeah. No, but Antero reminds me, he's like, I pushed you hard. He's like, I feel bad. This one kid that was bartending, he came over to me when I fell that day. He's like, bro, I got you. Double vodka soda right now. So like he goes and brings me another fucking drink. I see him again the other night and he's like, yeah, man, double vodka sodas, you my dog. Bro, like all these kids are so funny. Like I'm just this weird entity that like interacts with them and none of them know how to deal with it. But like my dad was the grumpy guy, you know, like he was cool. Don't get me wrong, he was super cool, but he was grumpy and he didn't want to do things like this. And he didn't want to be around the kids and he was cranky. So like, I think that's a big part of it for me in having to be a good dad there. You know what I'm saying? Because like my dad was a great dad, but he wasn't nurturing in that fashion. And so like, I feel like that's important to do. And so I think that's where some of the nerdiness comes from. Cause like, I'm really doing this out of love. And I feel kind of goofy sometimes. Cause like, I love my kids so much that I'm out there like turning up with his friends, you know?
You love your child, nerd.
Right. But like, see, and that's where the feelings of real life comes in, man. Cause like, you know, me and Jaden were talking last night and yesterday morning, and like some of the stuff that I was bringing up, you know, I was like, man, I think that's just a me thing where I'm insecure. But like insecurities, dude, my insecurities have been coming out a lot, like popping up to show me something. And I mean, they always do, but like I'm feeling it more now.
I definitely feel like you've been at least expressing it more, but
Yeah,
more lately than ever.
big time. Yeah, especially with you and stuff, because like, I don't know, you've been distant and kind of keeping to yourself a lot, like we talked about. And like, to me, I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong if Jaden's keeping to himself, you know, like, and like, I get scared. Like, we only have these another couple months or years left that we're going to be living together because it's not natural to live with your children forever, you know? So like, you know, there's a big part of me that like gets scared and is like, oh no. But then, you know, you have Amber who ends up with the whole fam in the house. So, you know, like sometimes things, you know, and it's weird because the dynamics change. Like when Jaden was 17, I moved out of the house and started traveling full time, and he moved in with friends and finished, you know, the last 6 months of high school. And I think I have a lot of stuff around that still. But yeah, all of my insecurities have just been popping up lately, and I'm just trying to figure out how to work with them, you know, how to be the best version of myself with it, and like learn from the insecurities as they pop up, because it's fucking wild. there's a lot of them. And it takes a
Yeah,
lot of
I
energy
agree.
to it's weird. It's wild. Oh, life. What a lifey ride we are on. But yeah, at the beginning of this, I said, let's talk about the importance of taking a break and taking a rest and not doing things. There's a weird line that you have to make sure you don't cross with taking a break and getting lazy or being lazy for a moment versus taking a full-on break and just being like not
Lazy
productive.
as a habit.
Right. Lazy as a habit. Yeah, exactly. So like as I was saying, I fucking did a lot over the weekend. I worked a lot last week, and yesterday I love Ren Fair, but I could have not gone just so I could have laid around the house and done nothing. But like today, it was just really nice to not do anything. I thought about canceling the show today just because like, hey, maybe I don't do anything today. But like, no, I wanted to still do a couple things, keep, unplug a little bit, keep the productivity there. It's always good to talk about feelings, and it's always good for me to do these shows. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the aspect of like digging through my shit, and I always have a breakthrough of some sort, when we're sitting here talking. None like Dusty right now with the poop face he's making.
Catching. I'm getting there.
Trying to create.
Trying to. It's getting there. I don't know if you can really
Okay.
see much or whatever.
Is that the
I can't even draw hands. Drawing hands is hard.
dude? Drawing hands are stupid.
Yes.
I was like, I'm gonna draw something with some hands in it today, just to make me hate life a little bit.
Just to challenge myself.
Yeah.
It's cool. I had a dude show me how to draw hands one time by using a square and then making every finger like a cylinder. Yeah, it works in theory, but hands are still hard to draw. They're very hard. And it's weird because some people just bang them out.
Yeah. Do you know who I dislike and they didn't do anything wrong? People that have tricks for stuff, which I have tricks for stuff. I get it. But it'll be a guy that's like, oh, no, you just draw a square and some cylinders. And you're like, okay. And then he does it and it works. And you're just like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. And your shit that works for you that you're like, all right, let me try it. And you do it and it looks like a fucking mangled turkey. And you're like, great. This is great.
Dude, every time I try to fucking teach Donna how to draw, or really anyone that doesn't have art prowess, right? Because I remember what it was like when somebody's like, yeah, you just keep it loose, man. You keep it loose, man. You come around and then you do this. And it's like, what? And look, man, it's art. And it's like, yeah, fuck you. Every time I fucking draw with Donna, it's like that. Because I'm like, yeah, just keep it loose. And we're going to like make a circle, right? And then we're going to like put this here and this here. And before you know it, like I got this little fucking character and it looks great. And she's like, no. Like, yeah, cool, but no, it doesn't work for me. And you're a jerk. And I don't know how it works for you. Like, I've had so many people tell me, I watch you do it. You explain to me how to do it, and I cannot do it. So that's
can I tell you something wild in my life that has given me so much energy lately, since we're kind of already talking about it, and something that it's not a way of recharging, but it has been recharging to me. We were talking about when you vanished into the internet for about 10 minutes there, the idea that Amber said Monday she likes to do the art classes because that is a way of recharging for her. And I like that concept that, learning is recharging in its own way. So Joshua Scott, who just started working at our shop, he left the shop he was at. He was unhappy. He moved. He's happy now. It's weird to see the transformation of how charged that guy looks too now, because dude's just happy, and it's such a cool thing to see.
I'm the same way right now.
Him smiling and like texting me about football and stuff again. But beyond that, the owner of our shop, who does a lot of black and gray, like Josh is like maybe second or third day there. They know each other, so they have a friendship already, but their second or third day, like really sitting down together and, you know, going over like shop keys and all that, was very like, hey, can I watch you tattoo sometime? And Josh was like, yeah, I guess. Why? And he's like, because you're better than me and I want to learn from you. Uh, and watching somebody go from a shop that they weren't necessarily real thrilled about a lot of things at, to a shop where even the owner, who's been tattooing over a decade, is like, hey, can you show me some stuff? And then Aura was packing black. She's blacking out her own calf. She took a day off to just pack black. And Josh and I both sat down and took the machine and kind of try this, do this. You know, it's really been a thing where everybody at our shop has been chiming in with what works really well for them and their kind of specialties, and pushing really hard on like teaching each other and growing together, which is just such a crazy, you know, we talked earlier about gatekeepery people and people that are just like, oh, I just do this and then it works, and you're like, cool, that was no help at all. It's been really weird and recharging to be in an environment where artists really feel like they want to help and grow and learn from each other. And it's been pretty rad.
That's cool, man. Yeah, it's nice to be in an environment where everybody wants to give and receive, you know.
Yeah, it
and not
is
give and take, but give and receive, you know.
definitely, if we're talking about recharging, it has been more than recharging to learn more and grow more and help other people learn and grow, which is crazy too, to have anybody look at you and think that you can show them something, and then to show them something and realize that maybe you do have something to offer in some way that isn't just draw a square and then add some cylinders.
Right, yeah, when you can really when you can really sit down with somebody and like help them, you know, figure out the light bulb moment, you know, that's a big thing. That's a really big thing. And it's not something that happens in a forced fashion. Like, it's a very organic thing, and you guys have found that in your studio now, which is kind of interesting. The name of it, Royal Prevail, you know, you guys are prevailing in a very royal sense right now. So kind of
I love that you said that, because I've had that conversation a few times with people where not that the shop I came from, there was a story behind the name, but not that it was like a particularly great story or anything. But they're like, okay, Royal Prevail, that's like a really cool name. What does it mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it means that the owner had a cool name, and I have not really ever asked him. And that's my story there. It sounds like a tattoo shop name, though. It just, nobody really questions it.
right.
Coming from a shop called Aisle 9, which there was a story behind it. People, why Aisle 9? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I would tell them the story, and it made sense with this one. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like a cool tattoo shop name. Why do you call your shop Rad Ink? Because our ink is fucking rad. It speaks for itself.
Well, actually, it is a little deeper because it comes from Rad Movement.
The Rad Movement.
Yeah, that was a way to incorporate rad in the name to keep it positive.
I love that. That's one of like my 4 go-to words in life anyways. So when we met, I was just like, okay, rad. And you're like, yeah, I like the thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just love the word rad. Rad, dude.
Bro,
I am a product of the 90s and 80s.
Object, dude.
Yeah, everybody call I was gonna say, I call everything dude. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that dude over there, that dude, this dude. I call Donna dude. You
If
know?
something breaks on me, my first reaction is, dude.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's part of the thing with the Rad Movement too, and Rad Inc. It is a word that's you know, very well used and known. So it was easy to tap into, but it really started with the I'm Rad tattoo that I got on my thumb, to remind myself to tap into my inner rad and find my rad. And that was a big thing for me and my best friend Ozzy, who is a doctor now. We used to sit on the back porch having sips of drinks late nights, and we would get into deep talks about like getting over ourselves. And we were both big bodies, so we always talked about, you know, getting over the mental torture we put ourselves through for being larger fellas. And that's part of finding your rad, is knowing who the fuck you are, regardless of all the bullshit. So yeah, mine is actually much
Love it.
than meets the eye. I just don't get into it very often because it's easier to just say it comes from the rad movement. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Now
There
we
you
need to
go.
find out. We need to find out what royal prevail actually means. Like, there's
I'm
got to be
gonna
it's a reason
talk
behind it.
to. I will absolutely talk to Paul tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's something behind it.
So it's Paul Calhoun.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I know him through the internet.
yeah. He's a cool cat. He wants to. He's got a wife. She's got not like end of the world health issues, but she's got like fibromyalgia and some stuff that kind of knocks her down occasionally. And then they've got like, I think 2,900 children. They have so many fun. I think they have five kids. So he's just got a lot going on. But I think this summer, once school's out and everything's a little more easy with like not having to pick up, drop off, all that he wants to start traveling around a little more. So I got to get you guys to meet at some point, because he's a super cool dude. It's so weird because his background is like over a decade of tattooing, military service, and he was like an MMA fighter. But he's the most just like, hi, is there anything I can get for you? What can I do? Like, if I stay after I'm done tattooing for an hour and just shoot the shit with everybody, when I go to leave, he's like, thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out tonight. Like, the most just nice human being on this planet. And I'm like, I feel like so much of your life was based around like punching people and shit like that. So
Sometimes you got to punch.
he's a feelingsy kind of guy in that kind of way, but super cool dude. So I'm trying to get him to do some conventions and put his feet back out in the world this summer. But I will ask him what Royal Prevail means.
Yes. Yeah, and have him come out and guest at our shop if he's ever keen. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I'd totally love to have you guys come do a 2-man tag team guest spot.
Yeah, I know Aura wants to come back really bad, and now that Josh has freed himself up, I think he would be pretty happy to come hang out at the beach too.
Dude, you know the story, man. Come on down.
Yeah, especially, dude, Allegiant, not to plug products that aren't paying me to do it or anything, but Allegiant is legit like, oh, you want to go from Dayton to Orlando and back? All right, you got $30. And like, I think my legit round trip for this upcoming thing was like $92 after taxes and fees. It's obnoxious.
Dude, I need to fucking do that to go and get another session on my back if it gets down like that.
Yeah. And they fly into the Dayton airport. So, I mean, you're right there.
Yeah, because where's Beaver Creek?
In relation to Dayton from the airport, maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Beaver Creek, like Dayton, Beaver Creek is definitely kind of a like a little suburb of Dayton, the same way Fairborn is, where our shop, everything's within 15-20 minutes of itself. So if you can fly into Dayton, I live like 10 minutes from the airport, you're golden from there.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I had my back worked on in Tampa. You were there for that.
Yeah.
That's the last session. And it's been like 3 months since my last tattoo session in general. So I'm like, all right, kind of want to start getting tattooed again. I got 2 sleeves and a back piece need to be murdered. So, fun times. Yay.
Yeah. Come do it. Come say hi, hang out. You got places to stay and people to hang out with and all that fun stuff.
For sure. Yeah, fucking Caleb is living out in his log cabin in the woods now, like with his man-made pond and fucking deer hunting with fucking deer cams and shit all the time. So it's gonna be an interesting time to go out and see that, and then see you and fucking a few other folks if I can get around to it. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And I hate traveling sometimes because like you want to fit everything in and it's like, I can't do everything.
See, that's the beauty of hanging out though with people that all work together and stuff, is that you can come spend a couple hours at our shop, get to see everybody. Josh is there, Aura's there, everybody's there, grab some pizza or whatever, hang out, recharge.
Yeah.
And then the next day go get your back stabbed for like 6 to 8 hours and not recharge.
Yeah. That's all right. Big tattoo sessions are kind of cathartic for me lately anyway. I don't know, I guess I appreciate the challenge involved.
Yeah, I'm
Because
planning some.
what's that?
I'm planning some.
Complaining some, you said?
No, I'm planning a
should
couple
planning
big
some.
tattoos.
Oh.
I'm planning some. I need some.
Yeah, it's important. It's wild though. Lately, like all of my clients have been leaving like shaking from just a murder session of sitting down, and it's been really interesting. I've been trying to dig into that and see, like, is this just another like element of healing I offer people, like pushing your physical limits to the point of shaking. So that's been something that's been in my mind for a bit, because seriously, like every person after like 4 to 6 hours they're crushed. But I'm doing like full sleeve blackouts and things, so like, from your
Yeah.
wrist to your shoulder is all black in 4 hours. That's, your body's gonna say no at some point there.
Yeah, your body's gonna be like, all right, fuck you then. I'm done.
Yeah, it's been really weird, like ushering myself into only large sessions and sticking with that. It's been really cool because like there's no real stress in my day. I'm just like, oh, you're my client. Cool. What do you want again? Oh, cool. Let's make that happen. Let's hang out and do this. Sorry, you're dead. Go pay the girls up front, and thanks for not dying fully. And I'll see you next week. Like,
There it is.
So yeah, it's been kind of cool. But yeah, like I said, and like Jaden reinforced, my insecurities have been popping up a lot, and I've been like looking at them, talking to them, facing them, and trying to figure out what they're teaching me and what I need to be learning and who I'm supposed to be from this. So it's been a ride. Been a ride. But it's been weird because like my relationship with Donna is probably the best it's been in a long time. And I don't know what it is that's doing that, other than consistent effort and trying to be a good spouse. But yeah, that's been really cool. Just seeing that gel. Because I mean, anyone who's been in a long relationship, you go through periods of like closeness and periods of distance. And with the baby happening, it was easy to get distant from each other. And now it just feels like our closeness is much stronger. And I like it, and it's weird because like we have like family meetings and we talk about shit. And like, me and Donna are like open to discussing, things that we're unhappy with. And like, it's really cool. I guess just communication is something that I'm not used to having, like as a healthy thing in my family unit, or even in my life in general. Healthy communication isn't normal. Most people actually participate in unhealthy communication a lot of the time. So like and I said this in class, I don't know if you were there one night that I said this, Dusty, like Donna makes me like mad at her when she tries to come at me with that healthy communication, because like I have to break the cycle of, like, don't talk down at me with that healthy communication shit, and it's like, wait a second, no, that person's not doing a bad thing trying to communicate with you healthy. Like it's actually good. You're lucky. So it's interesting how, with time and effort, things do change.
Yeah.
And Jaden, when we were talking yesterday, he pointed out again, he points it out a lot, how much I've changed over the years and how much like I am a lot healthier of a person. And it's just weird because like I've been doing the work for so long that like now I'm actually seeing the results, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really nice to get those results. Like it feels good to be good to people and have people respond in a way that someone is good to them, so it's been an
What a crazy notion.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, wait a second, I really can change myself. I really can be better than I used to be. oh yeah, I just have to fucking keep doing the work, and I can't be a dick along the way. And if I am a dick, fix it immediately. The quicker you fix it, the quicker it's fixed.
Own it.
So that's been an interesting ride. I remember this one experience many years ago. I was in a fight with my partner at the time, and one of my friends came outside to calm me down, and they were like, just go inside and apologize. And I was like, yeah, but that's going to be bullshit, because like they're not going to fucking feel my apology. Like they're just going to think I'm saying it just to like calm them down, and like it's not going to make a difference. And it's really weird how how much different years later it is, like realizing that like, wow, I actually can change this situation by saying I'm sorry and meaning it. So that's been really cool, just knowing that like if things go wrong, you can always, get to some level of repair just by being loving and kind and good to each other. So what a life. And with that, it is 6:01, and I am going to call this meeting done.
Like it.
I have other rad movement things to do.
Yeah.
I have another interview to do at 7. So I need to jump off here and handle my things. Humans, thank you.
Yes,
Always.
and I need to make it to paint night with Renee.
All right, do it. Oh, she's doing that tonight. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I will get off of here and go. And so thank you, Amber. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dusty.
Thank you. Love you both.
Your hands are turning
Yeah.
out fine. Don't stress.
We're getting there.
All right. All
Looks
right.
great.
Fuck
Slowly
yeah.
but surely. And then
Yeah,
it's
man.
all going to get colorful.
Beautiful. Time, effort, and energy is all it takes, and patience. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for always tuning in and being here, everyone else. Thanks, Guy, Gabe, the whole Reinventing crew, Kyle, my tech man, always helping me keep it right. And thank you to my Wi-Fi for shitting in my face and reminding me that things could always be worse and you can always recover.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great fucking week. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon.
Take care.
Love you. Bye.